Hello, good evening Tribuners. Welcome back with me Mutiara in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is deadly accident involving two trucks. The fatal collision of a large vehicle bullfighting container truck with a box truck occurred in the Solo-Semarang route to the east of the Teras public refueling station on Tuesday, May 17, 2022. The severity of the impact resulted in the head of the container truck being crushed. Two people, the driver and cornet of the container truck, died on the spot. The accident involving two large vehicles was immediately handled by the Boyolali Resort Police Traffic Unit. Police officers and firefighters immediately arrived at the scene. The police then investigated. This accident occurred after dawn at around 4:30 a.m. The chronology of the collision began when the container truck with license plate number L8014UG drove from the east to Semarang. Shortly before arriving at the scene, the container truck lost control. The truck swerved to the right and hit the median 30 centimeters of the road. After hitting the median of the road, the container truck hit a box truck from a cigarette company that was traveling from the west. The box truck was hit in the front. This collision resulted in the head of the container truck being crushed into small pieces. Head of Traffic Accident Unit, the second Inspector Police Budi Purnomo said that the accident started with a container truck traveling from the east. Arriving at the scene of the incident, the container truck lost control. The container truck then swerved to the right and hit the road median and entered the Semarang-Solo route. Budi said that the serious accident on the Solo-Semarang route resulted in stagnation in traffic flow, allegedly due to the driver of the container truck falling asleep. The container truck he was driving then swerved to the right and jumped up to the median of the road. The next news is a minibus caught fire. A minibus caught fire in front of the Maluku City Maal shopping center, Ambon City, on Monday, 16 May 2022. The car is illegally a city transportation heading to Kudamati with the police number DE1597. According to witnesses, the fire occurred at around 10 o'clock a.m. TribunAmbon.com monitoring at 10:30 a.m. The fire was quite large and instantly scorched the car. Not long after, 3 fire engines arrived to put out the fire. 20 minutes later, the fire was extinguished. There were no victims in the incident, but it caused a traffic jam due to people watching around the road. It was also seen that the police were controlling traffic around the scene. The exact cause of the fire is not yet known, but it is suspected that the fire originated from a fuel oil storage tank. The next news is clashes between the community and the company in the peak of 2000 Siosar area. The riot occurred in the Puncak 2000 Siosar area, Tigapanah District, Karo Regency. From this incident, information was obtained if there was an attack on each other between the surrounding community and the Karo Biotech Superior Seedling Company. Until now, it is known exactly what caused the two sides to attack each other. As a result of this incident, several people from both sides had to be rushed to the hospital due to their injuries. Not only that, several motorcycles units and buildings caught fire due to the impact of the riots. Based on information from the head of the Tanah Karo Resort Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Roni Nicholas Sidabutar, this clash occurred at around 12 o'clock a.m. The BUK company carried out land breaking activities in an area claimed to belong to the BUK company. When the workers carried out these activities, several community members felt that they did not accept the land which was also claimed by the community to be cultivated. Roni explained it, as a result of the resistance carried out by these company elements, the BUK company, which also maintained its activities, also fought back. The clashes resulted in casualties as both sides attacked each other. From this information, Roni explained that his party immediately mobilized personnel to the scene of the incident to provide security. Until now, the current conditions have been under control and the location has been marked with a police line by the Tanah Karo Resort Police. To find out what the exact chronology of the incident was, Roni said that his party was still developing. In addition, development was also carried out to find out who the perpetrators of the persecution and arson were during the clash. The next news is, a motorcycle catches fire after a collision. The flames choked residents in the area of one of the intersections of Sekumpul Road, Sekumpul Village, Martapura City, Banjar Regency, South Kalimantan Province. The incident occurred on Tuesday, May 17, 2022 at around 11 o'clock p.m. Information compiled. The blast was from a Jupiter MX motorcycle that caught fire after a collision with a Honda Vario driver. As a result of the collision, the Jupiter MX motorcycle was partially burned. The locals were quick to help until finally the Jupiter MX driver was shot. The Banjar Regency DPKP car also arrived quickly, immediately poured water assisted by volunteers so that the fire was quickly extinguished. The Honda Vario rider, who wore a cocoa shirt, gloves, and a white cap, was known to immediately continue his journey towards Guntung Alaban as soon as the resident rescued him. Meanwhile, the Jupiter MX driver, after being helped by residents, was evacuated by volunteer firefighters to a family home in Indrasari Village, Martapura City. The next news is, dozens of oil palm farmers hold demonstration in front of the Singkawang Major's office. Dozens of oil palm farmers who are members of the Singkawang City Indonesian Palm Oil Farmers Association held a demonstration at the Singkawang Major office on Tuesday, May 17, 2022. They took this action as a way to convey their complaints about a number of problems experienced by oil palm farmers in Singkawang City in recent weeks. The coordinator of the action, as well as the head of the industry and marketing of APKA Sindo, Marianto, said that demonstrations of oil palm farmers were carried out throughout Indonesia, including in Singkawang City. They hope that through simultaneous action in each of these areas, President Joko Widodo will listen to their complaints over the impact of the ban on the export of crude palm oil experienced by oil palm farmers. According to Marianto, the ban on CPO exports resulted in a fall in the selling price of fresh palm fruit bunches purchased by farmers, ranging from 1,500 rupiah to 1,000 rupiah. This price, he said, made oil palm farmers in Indonesia, including in Sekumpul City, lose money. The reason is the income from palm oil at this price does not cover the operational costs of farmers to maintain oil palm plantations and transport them. Not only that, Marianto said several palm oil processing companies in several areas in Kalimantan did not even receive palm oil because the company's CPO tanks were full. Therefore, he hopes that the mayor of Singkawang can convey the aspiration of oil palm farmers in Singkawang City to the president. The next news is dozens of students come to BIMA Resort Police Command Headquarters. Dozens of students who are members of the West Nusa Tenggara Nusantara Student Executive Board visited the BIMA Resort Police Command Headquarters on Tuesday, 17 May 2022. The student demanded that 10 students who were detained at the West Nusa Tenggara Regional Police be returned to the BIMA Resort Police. Regional Coordinator of the Nusantara Student Executive Board, Karo, stated that apart from asking the 10 students to be sent home, they also asked for the investigation to be stopped. The next point, the Nusantara Student Executive Board asked the law enforcement apparatus to stop repressive action against students and community action expressing opinions in public. Meanwhile, Field Coordinator Rizal accused the BIMA Resort Police Chief of not understanding the main function and duties of the police, protecting the public when expressing their opinion in public. Administratively, he said, the demonstration had already obtained permission from the police. Meanwhile, another orator, Imam Nasrullah, asked the Soromandi Police Chief to be brought to justice. The reason is that the head of the sector police is considered to have used children and exploitation because they forced them to make video testimonials that support the action of forcibly dissolving the route blockade. The Student Executive Board of the Nusantara West Nusa Tenggara said that if the demands were not accommodated, volume demonstration would be held. The last news is hundreds of health workers in Mimika Regency, Papua hold demonstration. The patience of hundreds of health workers in Mimika Regency, Papua Province is growing as there is no clarity. Regarding the payment of additional employee income that is in arrears for 5 months. In fact, the presence of health workers in Mimika Regency, Papua Province is very important. Health workers are the front line in the field of public health service. Feeling that they were not being cared for too much, hundreds of health workers from 10 health centers in Timika, Mimika Regency, Papua Province held a demonstration regarding the non-payment of their additional employee income from January to May 2022. He further said that while everyone was working from home, health workers continued to work at the Puskesmas, serving all levels of society who come to get medical service. Even worse, he continued, other SKPD have received allowances. However, health workers remain silent and carry out their daily duties to serve people who want to get help. He added that additional payments for employee income are always late, but in order to serve the community, health workers are required to go out in the field to serve residents. It is known that this action was carried out because there were regulations regarding the additional payment of employee income, which decreased it by 3 million rupiah before being 5 million rupiah. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.